everybody. Welcome to the new year. I think this setup is okay, so I'm trying it again. One thing I wanted to show you, I'm in this little tiny bedroom that's really almost a closet, but that didn't stop me from buying this giant shark from IKEA so that when my grandkids visit, they can hug him and sleep on him and all that, So he goes at the end of the bed as if I have room in this tiny room for a giant shark. I am going to talk about 2019. I already made a video about 2019, about beginning the new year. But you know what? I have watched a lot of videos in the past 2 days or 3 days, and they're all so similar. And I had already filmed one. Did I just say that? I already filmed one, and I realized that I just sounded like everyone else, productivity and, set your goals. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm watching all the videos, obviously, because I think it's a great time to have a reset in your life. But I realized that really what I'm going after is different than I've heard anyone talking about. And I have one word to describe what I hope that I'm able to achieve more in 2019. And I'm going to go for this at the beginning, the first maybe 3 months. This is not going to be a whole year thing because I know I'll forget about it. But I'm going to try to keep this word in front of me and work towards it. And the word is simplicity. I am going for simplicity in 2019. There's so many reasons I'm going towards that. Most of them to do with just how my life has gone recently, this past year. So I want simplicity in my life. And the other thing that keeps coming to my life is easy and breezy. I don't know if it's being down here near the beach, but easy breezy is just totally on my mind. And I want to focus on two kind of topics with these words, simplicity and easy breezy, and that is heart and home. I want my heart and my home to just find a place of simplicity. So let's look back a minute at 2018, and you'll see why I want things to be simple. If you're new to my channel, you might not know this, but at the beginning of 2018, man, I was totally in to getting my book published. It came out February 14th. And that was just the opposite of simplicity because it was a huge task to do on my own, basically. And so there was that. And then it came out on the 14th. It looked good. It sold well. And I was just like, oh, thank you, Lord. And so at that point, the townhouse in Houston had sold. We were living in a 3-bedroom, beautiful apartment in central Alabama, and life was just going to be easy. We had no bills, we had no mortgage, we had nothing. And then we took a couple of quick trips in March and ended up buying a house. Totally unexpected, a retirement home, and that's the house here. And that's when things got complicated. Buying the house was not complicated. Where the complication comes in, and I know this is totally my fault. The complication came in with being back and forth because this is not our vacation home. This is what we consider in our brains our home. But we still have to go back and stay at the apartment for Scott to work. So we're back and forth all the time. Well, when we bought this house, I made a vow that I was not going to fill it with new stuff, fill it with furniture, order stuff. I only ordered 2 things for this house. We needed a couch, because we only had 1 couch, and we needed a couch at both locations, and we needed a bed at both locations. So we needed another king-size bed. And I had to buy a can opener, a toaster, and a coffee maker. Other than that, y'all, I didn't double up. I had enough silverware, I had enough this, I had enough that. I mean, I just had enough of everything. I have clothes at both places. I have makeup at both places. I have hair stuff at both places. I have blow dryers at both. But here's how it goes. I still travel a lot, so that makes my life complicated. I'm going to try not to do that this year, but who am I kidding, right? I had a lot of company between June and October. We had 7 sets of company here, which was awesome. I hope we have more next year, or 2019, but I have to be I have to know, okay, so I have 2 refrigerators with food and 2 pantries. And it's just like the other morning I woke up. I was in bed and I hadn't opened my eyes yet. You know how you kind of wake up and you're kind of thinking about your day or whatever. I sat there in my head and planned my day of all the things I needed to get done. And then when I opened my eyes, I wasn't at the place I thought I was. I may have already told y'all that. But it's crazy. It really is. But I have got to get more organized and more simple in my belongings. The thing I have learned through this process is doing without is totally doable, and not having what you want is just fine. Oh, I wanted those sandals. I'll have to wear these. I have learned to totally forget about that. Oh, I wanted to wear my blue sundress to dinner tonight. That's at the other house. Oh, well, I'll wear my pink one. You know what I mean? And I don't have that many clothes as it is. And I've totally learned the art of doing without or making do with what you have. Also here, we're not close to any stores. So I constantly make dinner out of nothing, you know. But I want to simplify all that. And I don't really know how I'm going to do that, but I'll take you on that journey with me of what I think that's going to look like. I need to organize and become and just have less of everything. Even though I don't have a lot of everything, I still feel like I can have less. I thought about doing, I will tell you the other thing that complicates. Okay, so I've got the apartment and this house, and then I travel. So say I'm at this house and I pack my bag for travel. And then, but I go home to the other house. Then when I'm there, I've got my travel stuff and the stuff there, and I don't remember what did I leave there. Was this travel stuff, my good stuff from here? It's crazy. It really, really is. So now I've got a whole set of things at the apartment, a whole set of things here, and then a whole travel thing. But do you know what the funny thing is? I didn't have to buy anything to cobble together enough at 3 locations. So obviously I had a lot of stuff, and I can tell you right now, I have so much less than other YouTubers that I see, and I was still able to do that. And I want to pare it down even more, even more. So that is that whole thing. I want to have my jewelry simplified. I have been working on that. I've got a little tiny thing of my gold jewelry and a little tiny thing of my silver jewelry. The rest of it is in another box, and if I don't wear it in 6 months, it's going. It's all, now I'm not talking expensive stuff. I only have costume stuff other than my rings. I said makeup, hair products, skincare, purses, shoes, also decor. Decor is a big thing. You know, I have very little decor at the apartment. I brought it all here basically, and I've got it all set up in here, but I've got a bunch in the garage of decor, and I need to go and get rid of it. You know, decor is something that if it's not special to you, like if it's something you bought at TJ Maxx for my old house, you know, 3 houses ago in Florida, if I don't love it right now, I'm going to let it go because it's not special. Nobody gave it to me. It didn't come from France or London or something like that. So I'm going to really pare down those kinds of things. I'm going to be more intentional. I want to really think about what I'm doing with my time, and am I piddling? I tend to piddle and kind of go in circles. I'm going to be more intentional about stuff like this. This is my goals for 2019. So I guess I am setting goals, but all under the word simplification. Simplicity, actually. I also want to talk a little bit about keeping my house clean, and I really think you'll be surprised at what I want to share about that, because I've gotten myself into some habits that make my house stay clean, number one, all the time, because who wants to walk into a dirty house? So I have these habits of right before I walk out of this house, there's a whole list of like 15 or 20 minutes of things that I do before I leave. You can do that in your house. Even if you only have one house, you can do that on Friday night, on Sunday night, and your house just stays clean, perpetually clean. It's habits. It's called, a lot of it is batching things together. And while this happens, I go do this every single day. So I want to share those with you because batching things together and making them match, sort of, makes so much sense. So I told you that in my simplicity, I wanted to do heart and home. I think I said that. Heart and soul is going to be another part of my channel. Simplifying your spiritual life and just your prayer life, and just making it simple. Don't complicate it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The world is already so complicated. Oh man, I went on a journey in November. Speaking of the country, our country being, the United States being complicated, I went on a little journey about that, and I just found myself about to lose it. And it made me see and realize why people seem on edge, because I did it to myself. So I want to teach you show you, tell you what I did, and tell you not to do it, or if you're doing it, stop doing it. I want my spiritual life to be simpler. My journaling life is already pretty simple, but that all depends on how much time I have. I want to do some journaling with y'all, like set the camera up behind me looking at my journal and kind of show you the process that I do, because I still get so many questions about that. It's super simple. But all the simple things that you do in your life, and just, you know, praying simple prayers. I mean, when you look through the Bible, Jesus prayed simple prayers. You know, the Lord's Prayer was short. I'm not saying you can't pray all day. I do pray all day in my mind, but just finding a way to not try to complicate your life or complicate God, even though He's massively complicated. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I know what I feel in my heart I want to achieve, and that would be more peace and more rest in my brain, and being more intentional about what I allow in my brain. That's huge. That's huge for peace and simplicity. Be intentional about what you allow into your brain. So I want to talk about that, because we're living in an upside down world where right is wrong and wrong is right. And if you get too emotionally attached to these things, or emotionally attached to every event that happens, you have an emotional reaction, you're just going to be a mess inside. And so I want to talk about that in my heart and soul videos, because what I want mainly on my channel this year is to bring value to you, and I want my life to be simple, where I'm only going towards, you know, one path, or staying on one path of that. I hope this has all made sense to you. If it resonates with you, I hope you'll come back to my channel for many, many videos for the next few months, and then we'll see where it takes us. So I hope you're having a good start to the new year. Oh, and I wanted to say, been lately very active on, not the last week, but active on Instagram. So I'd love it if you'd follow me. It's TeriGigi, and I think that that's a fun way to keep in touch and know when I put a video up. And I would love to follow you. If you will follow me and then send me a direct message that says, I watch you on YouTube. I just started following you. Will you follow me back? I will follow you back, especially if you're one of those that comments. I love to follow people that I know their name, because they comment a lot on my YouTube. So just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you. Bye-bye.